remember a simpler time. Not quite naive enough to remain unoffended by my peers, yet too naive to recognize just how bad things really were. A time of bliss where touching grass was commonplace, the sound of bugs buzzing around was inoffensive, and the feeling of dirt on my hands was only slightly infuriating, considering I played in it often. I remember the feeling of the static on those old CRT TVs and the crackling sounds they would make, sticking needles through the thin skin on my fingers and pretending to be Wolverine, shaving up old crayons just to crunch 'em up, already mastering the art of ASMR before it was a thing, or at least before I knew about it. Yes, this was a time before the internet, or at least a time before I personally got internet access, because all my peers already had it. I was the only one out of the loop. The year was 2000 something or other, and I was but a wee lad, and life was simple. Not good, but it was simple. My brain was too tiny to recognize how fucked I was. But I really did want to experience the internet for the first time. When we got our first family computer, the very first thing I did was look for iCarly. And of course it didn't work because we didn't have internet. And I don't think that that's a real site, necessarily. At least, not the way it is on the show. So instead, I played on MS Paint and some games that we got on CDs from the store. And then, Christmas rolled around. Or maybe it was my birthday? I can't remember. And for some godforsaken reason, my grandma gave in and bought me my own tablet. And we got internet now! I can still remember sitting on the couch as I opened the present and slowly registering what I was looking at. And I looked at my grandma and I'm just like, wait, really? You're kidding? Seriously? And then I started crying because I was so excited. Can you guess what I searched for first? No, it wasn't iCarly. Oh, all the kids on the bus when I was in elementary school were talking vaguely about porn, but they wouldn't tell me what it was and said I should look it up myself, even though I didn't have internet. So of course, years later, when I'm like 12 at this point, it was the first thing I searched for. And I was very confused because why is that lady wearing so much leather? And why is she tasing that man? Is this legal? I want to know why so many kids already knew what porn even was. In elementary school, a lot of my classmates were very sexual, and I just didn't realize at the time what they were talking about. But they did seem to know what they were talking about, and I want to know why. Probably because they all had unsupervised internet access. Yeah, look, I may sound old, but the internet is not good for you, or for anyone really. There's lots of great stuff about the internet, but it's definitely gonna be our downfall someday. It was great at first. I was able to play Minecraft and The Sims, and me and my brothers were able to all watch YouTube together on the family computer. It was cool! And then I was introduced to fandoms, Amino, short form content, Vine, which was Peak, which then became Musical.ly, which I never got into, which became TikTok, which is garbage. Point is, I think the internet kind of fried my brain. I still think it's a great tool, but like, 12-year-olds shouldn't have their own phone or tablet or even a computer. Except kids as young as 2 are getting phones for their birthday, so what the fuck? And y'all wonder why your kids are evil little goblins. Yeah, there's a clear difference between me, the oldest, and my younger brothers the further down we go. And I think a major part of that is how early on each of us were given our own electronics and just ceased to be parented anymore. Regardless of how good or bad that parenting may have been. I can stand not using my phone, okay? I'm not that addicted to it, but I can't stand not having it on me. I panic and become just frantic as I search everywhere for it. And that shouldn't be normal, but a lot of people do the same thing. Phones are way too important for our daily life now, and we kind of can't afford to not have one. I can't even clock in or do half my work without my phone. Heaven forbid, though, that I open YouTube and it decides to automatically take me to shorts. Is there a way to turn that off? I turned off my YouTube notifications and it's helped me a lot, but I get stuck on my shorts feed for hours at a time, and it's awful. I hate it. I hate how the internet makes me feel so dumb. Like I don't have the energy to bother using my brain. Just mindlessly scroll. At least I still like long-form content like YouTube true crime documentary things or YouTube video essays about iCarly of all things. Hey, we came full circle. We're talking about iCarly again. I have no idea what to do this Christmas. I was gonna give my brother my Quest that I've used like twice, but now I'm wondering if that's a terrible idea after talking about my distaste for the internet. Maybe I should just make him a painting or something. I don't know. All I do know is that Christmas or that birthday or that whatever that resulted in me getting a present, and that present happened to be my own electronic plus internet access, kind of fucked me over, I think, for life. We're here now, though. There was no avoiding it, honestly. It was a canon event that everyone goes through. What was your most memorable Christmas gift? Good or bad, doesn't matter. I want to hear stories in my comments. Until then, drink some water, eat a little snack, like a strawberry or something, and, yeah.